how embarrassing would it be for an organization if before the season you're talked about being in the Super Bowl and you have 2 great wide receivers, 2 great running backs, your quarterback's a first overall pick, and then your season pretty much ends to a team that lost their Hall of Fame quarterback, doesn't have their top 2 offensive weapons. None of the weapons on offense have been there for more than 2 years, and you lose to your rival, and you're pretty much out of the playoffs. Would that be bad for an organization?
It's terrible for an organization, but just imagine being on the other side of that rivalry with the Steelers, and you beat the Browns, and they're out of the playoffs. Out of the playoffs at week 13. Man, that's a beautiful moment whenever you can do that, especially all the hype that they had coming out of it. But also they're an organization that's trying to learn how to win. Sometimes you just have to kind of slide under the radar a little bit. Don't do as much talking. Let your play speak for itself. And that's something that they didn't do. So a lot of people are rooting against the Browns from that perspective. Are they talented to get it done? Yes. Now, will they do that characteristic move that we're used to seeing, which is fire the coach and start all over again? That's possible, just because that's a Cleveland move at that point. But you want to make sure that, man, if they want stability, something that they're trying to emulate when you talk about some of these top franchises and the organizations, a la the Steelers, you don't change coaches every year. If they give Freddie Kitchens a chance, maybe he's able to rebound next year, and then at that point, maybe you make a move if they're not able to fulfill what those expectations are. But I hope that they don't make a move because they have a talented team in Cleveland.
It feels like you hope they don't make a move strictly because you're a Steeler fan. What has Freddie Kitchens shown that makes you think by the way, Freddie Kitchens, probably an incredible guy. I assume he's a really good offensive coordinator when he only has to worry about that. What has Freddie Kitchens, you think, shown that makes you think, like, you know what? Because whenever you talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, when you go from Bill Carr, from Crafton, straight into Mike Tomlin, who's probably the most underrated coach maybe in NFL history, to be honest with you, Mike Tom, there's no reason to make a change. But when you go from Hugh Jack City, who has no idea what he's doing, straight to Freddie Kitchens, who, by the way, Freddie can feel the heat because in that post-game press conference, he said, the shirt ain't going to stop 40-yard bombs. And we were ready to play, which basically saying, like, hey, we were ready to go. You think Freddie Kitchens should keep that job, stick around, and see what he can build for another year?
I do, and I say that because this is a young guy who's learning on the job. All of these other things that are outside of the elements that we're not familiar with that head coaches have to deal with, he has to do that. So when you're trying to create, tame all of these personalities that are within the locker room, and then now talking about scouting and being involved in all of these other meetings that he wasn't necessarily when you're the offensive coordinator. Give him a chance. Give him a chance to learn on the job. And when you talk about where they're at, the general manager is stable. He's going to be there. But if Freddie Kitchens was your guy, you knew he didn't have the experience coming in. These are some of the things that you have to live with. You learn on the job. And I think he's done enough to get to that point. Now, do you wear a shirt that fires up your rival before the game 48 hours beforehand? No. You have to learn that. So I never want to see anybody fired. That's just me, regardless of what organization they play for. I just want to see a guy succeed, give a chance, give him an honest evaluation, and I don't think he gets that at 1 year. You have to bring him back.